Welcome to the Chamber Vibes podcast with your host, Brittany Timmons, the Greater Guthrie Chamber of Commerce CEO and President. In this podcast, you will hear from local guests who will discuss topics such as leadership, small business, and our vibrant community. You'll also hear success stories and tips from amazing local businesses, dive into important news, meet community leaders, and find out how you can get involved in our community. From the Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful and historic downtown Guthrie, America, here is Brittany Timmons.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Chamber Vibes. So today we're not sitting at the beautiful Langston University campus, even though it looks like it. But I am sitting here with two of my friends from Langston University Athletics. And so I have AD Rogers here and Coach Wright of the men's basketball team. So how are you guys doing?
Hey, great.
Good. We're in summertime mode.
Most definitely.
Yeah, which your work never really stops.
No, not
right, right. Lots of work to do in between.
Yeah,
right.
That's a big myth when everybody asks you, like, "Hey, what are you going to do all summer?" Oh,
work.
Yes.
That's what we're gonna do. I know.
12 months.
Yes, just because you're with school, you're not really on the school schedule.
Right.
Not the same schedule as the college students. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, AD Rogers, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
A lot of people may not know, but AD Rogers does serve on the Chamber board. And so Langston University and the Chamber have been partners for quite some time. I'm not real sure on the years. I didn't bring that homework with me, but quite some time that we've had a partnership. And so just kind of want to talk about your story. I know a lot of it, but a lot of people may not. And so how long have you been with Langston University?
So this time around, as athletic director, I'm getting ready to start my 10th year. It's flown by. Previously, that was my first collegiate coaching job back in 1995, and I was there for 13 years until 2008. And then I was hired as the new head coach at Grambling State University women's basketball program.
Okay.
So I spent a little time in Louisiana for a while before coming back and hanging up the whistle, and now over athletics at Langston University, Oklahoma's one and only HBCU. Very proud of that.
Right, that's awesome. And so in coaching, which basketball, but was it men's or women's when you coached at Langston?
Head women's basketball coach, and then prior to coming to Langston, I did 2 years at Booker T. Washington High School in Shreveport, where I was the first female and cattle pairs to coach boys 3A basketball.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I know a little bit about that story. You've talked about it at one of our women's luncheons, and that was probably a little intimidating, a little bit.
I think it started out initially, it's, you have no reference point really to draw from on that part, but so you just, at the end of the day, there are students that just need you to have some love and some structure for them, and it worked out very, very well. So I wouldn't trade that piece of my coaching history for anything.
And didn't you turn that program around when you were there?
We did finish in the top 5 in the state,
That's awesome.
We were ranked in the top 5 at one point,
And then you went from there to coaching at a collegiate level?
No, I went from there to here as athletic director.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
In between. All right. Very cool. So coming up on 10 years.
Yes, went
That's
fast.
awesome. Yeah.
I know.
It does go fast. Yes. And so so you're over athletics there. And so what all different sports does Langston offer?
All right, so let's see if I can get all
I know.
of these.
I didn't prep her. She doesn't have notes, but
So we have men's and women's basketball, we have football, we have men's and women's indoor and outdoor track and field. We have softball, and then we have competitive cheer now that we've had for two years.
I was
Getting ready to
excited
start
about
our
that.
third year. Pretty cool. But yeah, I think I got everything, and I always have to pub in our athletic department that we do have a sports medicine department, or our student trainers are there. We're usually 12 to 14 strong. And so that's something that I want people to know, that Ashley Goyce is our head trainer, and we're always looking for the next generation of student trainers that are going to come through.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, lots going on at Langston. Okay, so now Coach Wright, it's your turn. So how long have you been with Langston University?
So I just finished up year 2 at Langston.
Yeah, still kind of the new guy. Not really.
That's right, a little bit.
a little bit, but not new to coaching. So let's talk a little bit about your history. What were you doing before you got to Langston?
So this was my 22nd year of coaching college basketball. So that's why I have all these gray hairs that I do, right? So yeah, literally, coached all over the country. Right before I got here, I was at Talladega College in HBCU in Alabama, and so we were there for 4 years. And during our last year, we lost in the national championship game before coming to Langston.
Wow. But getting to the national championship game, I mean, that's a big deal.
It is. It makes
We don't have to talk about the loss, Coach.
makes the loss sting a little bit more.
I know. But getting there, that's amazing. So where are you originally from?
So I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay. All right. Oh, yep. We've got some video clip there.
Yes. So
Langston clips there.
Yeah.
On the screen.
This was our second time in 3 years to get to the national championship game, and so we've been close. Obviously, I think right. Ultimately, that's the big goal for us, and so I think if we continue to knock on the door at some point, right, we're going to win one here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talking about the basketball program, the men's basketball program, I learned recently. I thought I knew the things, but you always learning new things. I've learned recently at our leadership Guthrie class, actually, that this is the most. What's the best way to
biggest comeback?
Biggest comeback in basketball history for Langston. So, what does that look like? I mean, when did that kind of start? Last 2 years, or has it been the last?
I'm gonna let Coach. I'm gonna throw that ball to him and let him run with it.
No pun intended.
But yes, it's massively impressive whenever we get ready to talk about this. And please note that this is NCAA everything. This is not just Langston's history.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach.
This is your time. I know. Coach is like being real humble, but this is not the time for that. It's bragging time because we want to tell everybody how amazing things are going over at LU.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so when I got hired by Dr. Smith and A.D. Rogers, the men's basketball program had won one game in 2 years. And so I think the year before we got there, they were 1-27. And so in our first year, we went 31-3. And so, that 30-game improvement is what you guys are talking about, right?
Yeah.
The single greatest turnaround in the history of college basketball. And so, I was extremely proud of our players and our staff for being able to come in and do that in year one.
Yeah.
Also won the Sooner Athletic Conference for the first time, in the program's history. And, we lost a few guys, and I think people kind of thought it was a fluke or that we were going to fall off. And we came back this year and, went 35-2, went 21-1 in the Sooner Athletic Conference and won the conference tournament as well. And so to do those things and make it to the national championship, it was, a really special group of guys.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, I mean, that probably has changed over the years, like what recruiting looks like, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Most definitely, yeah.
I think it's, having an impact on the entire athletic department. I mean, everybody has some new bragging rights. I mean, that's very, very difficult. Another 237 teams are at home, and you're still playing. And I think that sometimes people just underestimate, what you could do not only at the NAIA school. A lot of people that are super good elite athletes or feel like, if I go to an NAIA school, I'm not going to be able to be seen. It may impact my abilities to go play professionally. And
that's just not true.
No, it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some pictures there on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. So that's amazing. So where are most of the players from? From all over?
Yeah, so we recruit nationally. So obviously we have a couple players from Oklahoma, but literally from coast to coast.
Wow.
And I think that's part of, for us, what makes Langston special is, we're able to attract guys from all over the country. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and to bring them to Langston, which is Guthrie's next door neighbor.
That's right.
Which we love because then they make Guthrie home. Langston home, obviously, and Guthrie home while they're here. Because a lot of the college students, work in Guthrie. They're doing their shopping. They're, hanging out in Guthrie. And so we love that, having you guys as our next door neighbors for sure. So as far as I know, you guys obviously represent the athletic side, but if you don't mind, kind of touch on some of the programs or maybe some of the majors that your players, are majoring in and looking at careers after college. So what are some of those programs you guys want to highlight?
So I'll let Coach talk a little bit about his players, but okay. I do know from some other things that we've been doing with the university that we have around 40 majors that we offer.
Awesome.
I think a lot of people probably are surprised by that number as well.
Definitely.
Also, we're world renowned for our physical therapy program.
Very hard to get into.
Yes, very difficult, but has a beautiful facility. It's one of our newest buildings on campus. We have a fantastic nursing program, and I feel like that no matter what the program, we're turning out some quality people that are ready to go hit the world and really make their mark on the world. Some great citizens. Our student government is extremely popular on campus, and they go out and do great things as well.
Building those leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, on our Student Success Center, and that's one of the things it has is, enter to learn and exit to serve. And I feel like that we're doing a really good job of putting out quality citizens. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very cool. And I know just from kind of the outside in watching, the alumni that you guys have, from Langston, it definitely seems like when people leave there, they can't wait to get back, and they're supporting the school, in many ways. And so I love that, just because sometimes, when you leave somewhere, you may be like, I'm alumni, but, may not want to be involved. But it definitely seems like Langston has a very strong alumni that loves supporting, the university however they can. You see that with homecoming.
Yeah,
for sure.
Homecoming, and for those that were,
yeah, we laugh because it's a big deal.
And for those that were able to watch some of the national tournament game when we made to Kansas City, those final two games were just unprecedented with the type of support that we had. We had 3 buses of students, and one of them being a pep band, and I mean it was phenomenal to see a school of our size with that big of turnout in that arena.
Yeah, that's got to make you feel good.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, that's amazing. So talking about, the various majors, like you said, over 40, about 40, that's absolutely amazing. What are some of the majors that your players that you see? Is it a variety, or that you have a lot of them kind of focusing in certain areas? Or
Yeah, so our guys are pretty, I guess, across the board. As AD mentioned, having over 40 programs of I think it's huge.
Lots of great options.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so probably our most popular is Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Education.
Okay.
For us, we tend to get a lot of transfers. And so, that's a degree that, is very, I think, wide-ranging. And our student athletes are able to go and do a lot of different things with that degree. And so, so we had 13 of our guys graduate this year, which is, huge for us. That's awesome. So we're looking forward to seeing all the big things they'll be able to go and do in society when they're done.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, the more I've gotten to do, obviously, the more I've gotten to do with Langston just through the chamber, the more I've just fallen in love, with that place. And so what are some of the ways that businesses in Guthrie can support the university, as far as working with the students? Like, what are some ways that Guthrie can continue our partnership with Langston?
Well, I'll start that out and just say that you just be mindful with our School of Business. Dr. Green, we have a new dean over that, and we need there's internships that students will need to be placed in, and this is pretty close to campus, so that would be very helpful. Also, just looking for the opportunities for sponsorship. We would love to see more businesses from Guthrie with signage in our stadium, with PA announcements on our radio broadcast. There are a ton of things, and it doesn't have to be like, I have to be able to commit thousands of dollars. We can customize packages for businesses that want to get their name on the board and get heard. I mean, we're at an all-time high for our fans, alumni, friends following and supporting the university. This is a great year for people to jump in on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
good to know.
Yeah, and
should they reach out to you?
Yes, please reach out to me, and they can go to our website, www.langstonssports.com.
Okay.
And then they can go to the staff tab and look for me, and I'm at Donnita Rogers at langston.edu. So
okay, there it was.
Hit that website, and you guys can find me, email me, let me know. Again, we can do customized packages or announcements. Maybe there's one particular game that you're very interested in. Obviously, homecoming. There's a lot of people following. That's probably, according to Google Analytics, and I know that you appreciate that. Yes. That is definitely our most page hits throughout the year. And then followed by, when we had the opening rounds of the men's national tournament, those were some of our highest peak times. So we'd be happy to work with people on a customized package.
Well, and when people are coming to a Langston event, they're passing through Guthrie, or they're coming over here to eat, or probably stay in a hotel, or whatever that is. So it's very important to Guthrie's tourism, as well, having you guys so close. And so obviously I did see too on the website, you can, individuals or businesses can just donate.
Yes.
They can support that way as well. So.
Donate to the foundation, Langston University Foundation, and you can go through there, and then you can also specifically say, I wanted to go to men's basketball, and I have to give a shout out to volleyball. I'm not sure if I missed them earlier, but volleyball, one of the other track and field, one of the other sports, or you can do game operations. You can do, you can customize that as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, Coach Wright?
Yeah, no, so I live here in Guthrie, right? And
Guthrie's
was actually
home for you.
Right,
yeah.
Absolutely. When I got hired, AD suggested living here, and so our family, we love it. And I think it's just been really cool to see a lot of the community come out and come to games. And, get to know some of our guys, and I agree with you. I think the partnership between the city of Guthrie and Langston is very, very important. So we definitely appreciate all the support.
Yeah, awesome. Well, and I mentioned this at Leadership Guthrie. Like, we have a wonderful university real close. So for those sophomores, juniors, seniors, looking at options, they might, if they want to stay close to home, there's some great great options right here, at Langston University.
Yes,
so
most definitely.
Right. I mean, physical therapy might be tough, but you can do it. No, I just joke because it's so amazing.
But I mean, you have to say
so
too,
amazing.
like our agricultural and science and research, that is, top notch. There's some great scholarship opportunities there.
Okay.
And for some people may not know that we're world renowned for goat research.
I was going to bring up the goats. You have to cover the goats.
Yeah. I have said that I know you can appreciate this for marketing, that we've got to do something that I feel like we have the goat coach over here and we have all the other goats.
I love that.
There has to be something that we taught in this year.
We didn't warn Chris to put a goat across the screen during that, but dang. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, anything else, you guys? I mean, what are we looking for, come fall? Obviously, football season. When does football kick off?
So actually September 7th, and you guys will appreciate this. It's right up the road. We're opening up at UCO.
UCO. Yes. I know my alma mater, so I know. So that'll be a big game
it's
at
gonna
UCO.
Be at UCO.
Wantland Stadium. Yeah, there you go.
What was the name of the
Wait,
stadium?
Wantland Stadium.
Yep.
Oh, they changed
yes.
it. Okay, it was that when I was there. Shows that I'm old. So anyway, and not a good alumni for keeping up with the name. Anyway, lots in my head.
Absolutely beautiful stadium. Had the opportunity to go there about 4 or 5 weeks ago and just check everything out.
It's changed since I was there. It's much better.
It's amazing.
So, yeah.
It looks like a vacation destination.
Yeah. It does, like right in the middle of Edmond. Yeah. So that'll be fun to go through it. Will this be your first time to play them?
It won't be our first time, but talking to Stan Wagner, their athletic director, I believe it's been about 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And so we're looking at, possibly establishing this as a classic or something.
Okay.
We'll see how support and stuff goes, but it will be a time for the Langston University Marching Pride Band to also debut. And
we have to talk about the band.
He's hoping to be at close to 300 this year, so if you've seen them, that's going to be amazing. So that's another place, you can look at donations because it takes 6 or 7 buses to move
to get
them.
there. Right, yes. I know, from getting them here for 89ers. Yes, I usually kind of help with that part. And so, yes, but man, we love having them in Guthrie. We love having them at 89ers. They're like a staple now, and people cannot wait to see the Langston band. They're very, very talented.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And work hard. I mean, when you see them training, it's...
Didn't you say they practice more than, I think, almost any other group?
They practice, especially like getting ready for homecoming stuff. They're putting in hours like probably more than football.
That's crazy.
Getting ready for their
and it's not like it's cool weather.
No, it's not. No.
Right. No matter what time of day you start in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so football season, and then when do you everybody reports, and then I'm sure you start practice right away. Gearing up for your season as well?
We do. So we're able to start official practice kind of mid-September. Okay. And so our season will kind of tip off the last weekend of October.
Okay.
And so I think the challenge for us, obviously, we've been able to kind of get the program turned around, but
Right.
oftentimes it's a lot harder to sustain than it is
It's a lot
to
of pressure.
build. For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. I can imagine that probably keeps you up at night a little bit.
Just a little. Hey, we're lucky we signed some really good
a little
players.
bit,
Helps
yeah.
me get a little bit of sleep. But
Right.
yeah, we know how good our league is, and
Right.
it'll definitely be a challenge again.
Yeah, awesome. So there for a while, basketball and football cross a little bit.
They do.
Okay.
So there's a point in
As far as
time
schedules go?
where basketball, football, and volleyball cross. So yeah.
So you're not
it's-
busy at all.
Nah, none at all.
She's just hanging out. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited for all the things going on at Langston. I highly recommend, if you have not attended any of the games, that's okay, but now it's time to get some tickets and get your family. It's very fun for the family.
Oh,
My
most
girls
definitely.
don't play football, obviously, and they loved the football game that we've been to, and then basketball, and so we got to go to a really, really intense home game, a Greek night, and so that was.
You're a real trooper.
I know.
That's our
I was
biggest
just sad that I couldn't
attendance.
get out there and join them.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I might have been able to break out some old dance moves and join them.
We'll have to work on that.
No,
Chamber
no one
dance
needs to
moves.
see that. But yeah, that was a really fun night, and it was a really close game, and it was great. And both girls and boys that night played, and they were both great games. So anyway,
Well,
that was fun.
that's one thing, Brittany. I just want to take a minute and just thank you for all that you do for the chamber, and just my involvement with the chamber over the past few years has been absolutely amazing. Not only made some great friends, but I feel like people know the purpose of it. There have been many times when I'm like, oh man, I need XYZ. And I'm like, oh, so on the Changer,
Yeah.
they have XYZ. So I'm able to do that. But I don't really think people fully understand the magnitude of how much being a chamber member can help you in your position
Right.
as well.
Well, and I
So
know
just
we've
wanted to say
had
that.
well, thank you. We've had the track and field team come, and coach, he came
Yes.
too. And
Coach
they
Elliott.
helped us with our Stuff the Bus campaign, and they helped us sort school supplies, and we had so much fun having them there. So I was like, okay, we got to get them involved, in other ways like that, because you could tell they enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it as well. It was tons of help. And, to that point, I love the story of, I can't remember which event were you helping with, and then you connected with another chamber member in the chamber office.
I
And,
did,
and then they actually
yes.
got a job at Langston.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And it was actually helping to remodel Coach's locker room.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Because of that connection that you made we might have been moving the chamber even.
Yeah, I think it was.
And so they connected, and then it was like, oh, hey, you do what? And we can do a bid. And next thing you know, you guys are working together. So
Yeah, and we'll
there's-
say that still have to do the bid process, but yeah,
Yes.
but having
But there are Guthrie businesses
Yes.
and Guthrie Chamber members that can put in those bids,
Right.
to help out at Langston, which is awesome.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys being on. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else we can do for you, or any other needs you have?
Well, I would just like Coach just to talk a little bit about the players and the honors that they received. I think they deserve a little bit of shine, and again, I'm super proud of our staff. I also want to recognize that after last season, that Coach Wright is also one of my assistant athletic directors over internal operations, and does a fantastic job on the court, and he's an amazing administrator. So once he wants to hang up the whistle, he'll know he's already working on.
Not yet.
On Plan B.
Not yet.
On
Only
Plan
2 years
B.
in. Not yet. Not yet.
But yeah, can you talk a little bit about the honors that we received? I think that is absolutely fantastic with Zach, and I'm not sure did we have 2 All-Americans?
We did.
Okay, that's what I thought. Go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
So our 2 All-Americans this year. So Anthony Roy was also the SAC
There they are,
Conference
right there
Player
on
of
the
the Year.
screen.
There
Look
they
at
are.
that.
Good-looking dudes there. And then so Ant was a Division I transfer from New Mexico State. Had a great year for us. Actually finished second in the country for National Player of the Year. So kind of thought that
Huge
he
accomplishments.
could have won that, but and then Tarudeen, our starting point guard for the last 2 years, he was a 3rd-team All-American. Finished first team all conference as well. And then we had Cortez Mosley was the defensive player of the year for the 2nd time in a row, also in the SAC. And then we had a couple other guys with honors, Ron Mitchell, let's see here, DeMonte Brown, and then Jay Allen Tovar. So I feel like our guys got you know,
Not only talented on the court.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
in the classroom too. Wow.
For sure. All those guys graduated, and so we're extremely proud of them. And I just want to think, I think anytime that you have a lot of success, right, it really is a team effort, and so it's really fun to be able to work with, a former basketball coach as your athletic director, and kind of go through the ups and downs of the season together. And then obviously we have an excellent just administration, right? Our Dr. Ruth Jackson named permanent president here a couple months ago.
Exciting.
So congrats to her. Obviously, she will do a tremendous job as our president, and we're excited, just about not only athletics at Langston, but just the school as a whole.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, I definitely look forward to getting to know Dr. Jackson a little bit more, and we really enjoyed hearing from her at our State of the School. So we'll look forward to that again after we get the school season kicked off with all of our Meridian, Guthrie, and Langston. Then we'll definitely look forward to hearing from them, and that's always a great event. Yeah, there she is. So very exciting and a great hire for sure. For Langston. So, all right. Well, I think that's it, unless there's anything else we didn't cover.
Yeah, we had a great time.
What's going on? Yes. And I will say thank you both for helping us with Leadership Guthrie. We will be opening applications up for Leadership Guthrie here in the next probably in June, which is this weekend, is June. I feel like that's still a ways away, and it's not. Time is flying by. So, yes, we'll be opening up applications for Leadership Guthrie, and that's a wonderful program and way to dive more into our community. But we end our class at Langston University with our graduation, and it's great. And I've heard from the class again that they're like, well, now that was one of my favorite visits, because every month they tell me, well, that was my favorite, and then it's like the next month, well, that was good too. I'm like, well, I'm glad. That's what we want to hear. So yes, I know the class really enjoyed it. So thank you both for taking time out to serve our class in that way. So, all right. Well, we'll look forward to watching Langston Athletics and see all of the exciting things and welcoming those students first part of August, end of July.
Yeah, the last part of July.
We start early.
Yeah, we're early.
But then they get out early,
which
is cool, because we were getting out late. So there's drawbacks, to both ways. So yes, so we'll be welcoming those students the end of July, and so enjoy your summer break a little bit. Yeah, I go like this because there's lots to do behind the scenes. But anyway, thank you both for taking time out, and congratulations on your season. I cannot wait to see what else happens with Langston basketball. So, all right, I think that's it, and we will catch you all next time on Chamber Vibes.
Thanks for listening to the Chamber Vibes podcast from Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful downtown Guthrie, America. Be sure and check out a new episode every other Monday. And until then, remember to choose Guthrie.